thingy. Did you
Good
go live?
evening. Sorry, Quentin. Sorry, man, I had to go live quickly.
Okay.
Good evening, people. Welcome to Gooner Matterz. For all supporters, football fans across the globe, where your opinion matters. We just have a couple of technical issues with one of our panelists, but he will come back in now. I want to just say welcome. And after this, we will continue with the segment. Welcome back. Welcome back.
I'm back inside.
Yes, Marlon, just hold on quickly. Just hang on quickly.
Once again, the audio is so struggling a little bit, I must tell you. And I'm actually at my Wi-Fi router right now.
Marlon, hang on quickly.
Okay.
Hang on quickly. Guys, sorry, there's a bit of a technical problem.
I'm delaying this whole thing tonight. I'm feeling quite bad.
There's
Guys.
a technical problem, and I just want to sort it out, but we will come back to you immediately. Subscribe to Gooner Matterz, and also hit the bell for all the notifications.
I can't hear you, eh?
And of course,
put the like.
Put the like bell. Sorry, guys, I'm just distracted, but nonetheless, we will be screening Manchester United tonight. Manchester is a rival of so many clubs. It's a club that you would love to hate. But after this segment, I just want to sort out the technical problem with what we have. Excuse me for a bit. Manchester United, Quentin. Welcome. Sorry, man. There's I can't get a hold of Marlon. Quentin, just give us a bit of yourself quickly. Tell us what it is United brings to you, and tell us why United is such a lovable club for you.
Glenn, good evening, and good evening to the viewers that is listening in there. Thanks once again for the opportunity. Glenn, yeah, I've been supporting United, as I said at your launch, since the Sackers days. My first T-shirt, this was a yellow T-shirt that was bought in the shop, and my brother-in-law just printed Manchester United on there because I couldn't afford a United T-shirt at that time. So, yeah, it goes way back, me being a United supporter. And, yeah, it's been bittersweet. I think in the 90s until I think 28, 2010, it's been awesome. But now I think it's not so awesome anymore. We haven't won a trophy in how many years? Went through coaches like crazy, and we still don't. Okay, we ended up second. That's probably a consolation. But yeah, I've just been a committed and faithful United supporter for quite a while. Times I felt I wanted to give up, especially now. Especially now that we're not winning trophies. Yeah. It's nice when you win trophies, then you feel on top of the world. But you know, when you support a team and they're not winning anything, there's a lot of doubts that creep in, and you ask yourself a question: should I still? Should I not? But look, I'm not one to jump ship easily. Hoping somehow we'll bounce back. If I look at other clubs, I'm not going to mention too much names because I don't want to have any banter on your show. There's a specific team that was waiting for years to win a league trophy, and they finally won a trophy again after a few years. So I can imagine their feeling. So I think I'm starting to feel like that now. Yes, Glenn, I'm starting to feel like that, and it's not a good feeling. I've got to
Yeah,
tell you that
I'm sure it's not a good feeling.
it's not a good feeling, brother. If you come from winning trophy after trophy, and then all of a sudden you go through a dry spell like we're going through now for what, 6, 7, 8 seasons. It's not good. And I'm talking about trophies. I'm talking about league cups. I'm not talking about the other trophies that we've won. This, you know, I want to win the league again. That for me is the ultimate.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you, Quentin. Yeah, I just, while you were talking, I just mute myself and I sort of tried to get hold of Marlon again. So I said to him, I'll just check whatever you need to check and then he will come back in. So hopefully
Okay.
he can sort himself out quickly and then he can come
Yeah.
back.
No, great.
But the show must go on quickly. We can bring him just up to speed. There is a couple of things, obviously, that I wanna touch on. Now, as I don't know if you saw the trailer video, quite a few things on the trailer video. I want to get this out of the way quickly. The Glazers. There's so much hate and
Mhm.
so much talks about the Glazers. I mean, they are. I don't know who they are. Are all three of them the Glazers, or just two of them, or who are the Glazers? I think the one in the middle is Woodward. I'm not mistaken.
The one on the right hand side, the very good looking one, he's a Glazer. I'm not too familiar, to be
On the
honest
right
with
as
you.
you see it, or on the right standing facing us
On the right side, facing us, yes.
with the
Sorry.
blue tie.
No, no, sorry. Let me just say, with the red tie, I've seen him already, and the one with the blue tie might be. Look, I'm not too familiar with these guys. I don't really care about them. They business people. My interest is more knowing the players and the coaches and that type of stuff. I know this
Okay.
guy. The guy with the red tie. I've seen him before on TV. You know,
Okay.
yeah. So, to be honest with you, as far as them, I would like them to rather just sell this club to people that would know how to run the football club. Those guys are just hungry for money, man.
I hear you. So in that's if you talk about the Glazers, what you just said, this is probably the thought that you might have. I love United and hate the Glazers.
That's 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 putting it very mildly, but I love it. I love it what they're saying there. The statement is so true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love United, but the Glazers, no, man. But Glenn, we had this discussion. It's a rock and a hard place, because they are business people. They want to make money. Now, whoever takes over United, there's no way that you can come there with a piggy bank and think you can run this club.
Yeah.
You need big bucks. So whoever's gonna come is gonna have to look at their interest also. So this it's twofold. How do we keep the club going, get the best players, win titles, and still make money?
Of course,
Because
you're
if,
right.
if, if the club don't make money, we can't buy the best players, we can't get the best players. But look, there's something obviously bigger than that. Some of these guys are just losing the plot that's owning these clubs these days, and that is the challenge that I think we're facing at the moment at United. And
Mm.
the fans, I think the fans are very impulsive at United. Um, you see the extent that they or the extreme that they went to by blocking the bus. That
Yeah.
one of the games, the league game, was cancelled between United and Liverpool, and that's how fed up they are. But as I said, I don't know. I cannot give you an answer to that, brother. Where do you stop, or where do you draw the line where you say, look, we need to make sure that people that run these clubs also has the interest at the heart of the sport and the fans.
Exactly.
It's difficult. It's very difficult. I must be honest with you, and I'm not defending the owners of the club, but we cannot have players like Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes and all these top players if the Glazers don't make the investment that they're making in this club. So that's just the part of the football. But as I said, sometimes also I think there's too much influence from the sideline, from the owners and the directors and the CEOs that run the club. So yeah, it's a tough situation when it comes to English football these days. It's a multi-billion rand business that they're running, and it's called a football club. It's so that is just what we need. What not what I need to decide. I support the team because I love the team and I like to see them play the best football. That's for me as a fan.
Yes.
So for them, there's other interests. If you put yourself in their feet or your feet in their shoes, you would want to ask yourself, if I'm running this club and I'm the owner, what about my interest? What about the money that I'm putting in? So yeah, that's
That
what I think.
that statement there, I mean,
Ah, that,
Glazers see
that's
you
that's
in hell. That is
that's a
hectic, eh?
yeah, that's a bit harsh. I don't wish
That's
anybody to go to
hectic.
hell, man. That is
Now,
that is
I mean,
extreme.
that is what the guys are doing. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the Arsenal's protesting as well. So there's a lot of hatred going, I mean, from the fan
Mm.
side, and it's because of this. These guys as really messed up. I mean, even before the European Super League, these six owners of these clubs, they obviously didn't care about how or what the reaction will be. I mean, there is reports that the six clubs will be fined, and between the six of them, 22 million is what has been charged by the Premier League. So by the looks of it, if you divide it through the six of them, it comes to 3.5 million. I mean, if you look at statements like this, that 3.5 million is nothing for them to obviously pay that
Mm.
fine. There's also a report that's saying that 30 points might be deducted if they fail to obviously go through with the fines of paying. So, not to dwell too much on the European League and what they've done, and I just think, from my opinions, is that the 3.5 million per club is actually pathetic because for what they have put the clubs and the fans through, it's not worth that bit of pocket change for them because I mean, they've really brought discord to the English Premier League.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry, Quentin.
No, go ahead, Glenn. It's fine.
So yeah, I think in my opinion, it's not harsh enough. The 30 points will probably be the better option than the 3.5 million per club because if I look at our owners, what did they really bring to Arsenal? Nothing. Since they started with Arsenal buying in some shares, and I think up until 2017 or something like that, where they became owners of the club, is that they didn't bring anything to the club. They didn't invest that much because they feel that Arsenal should be a self-sustainable entity. But yeah, that is my opinion, and I think they must just leave the same way the Glazers must go.
Yeah, look, as a supporter, Glenn, I think that the key thing is we want to win trophies. And if you support your club, you want to see them lift a trophy, you want to see them excel, you want to see them do well.
Of
And
course,
if that doesn't happen, there's obviously questions that go to the owners. Now,
yes,
you just mentioning Arsenal now. What you're saying is so true because I know that um, the last Arsenal won trophies was still when John Terry and all those guys were there. Then you guys did well, with Arsene Wenger and stuff like that. But
yeah,
since that time, since Arsene Wenger left, and that's again the fans
yeah,
they just decided he must go. And when he left, I knew already that Arsenal was going to go into a deep hole.
yeah,
It's not easy to replace a top coach like him. And he looked at both sides. Now he's a manager that was not supposed to be involved with any finances and stuff like that. His job was a coach or a manager, and still he considered whenever he sold a player, that it's not going to be to the detriment of the team. I
Yes.
mean, Cesc Fabregas left, so many top players left Arsenal, but he always made sure that he had a backup plan, and
Correct.
it wouldn't cost the team when he sells of a big player. So he was making money for the club, but in the same time he was winning trophies and the team was doing well. So the sad thing about everything is when coaches go, especially when they've been so long in the club and now they're leaving and you're thinking, there's going to be a quick fix. There's no quick fix, man.
No, there's
Quick
not
fi-
that.
quick fixes will come at an expense. And if you look at City and you look at Arsenal, they've got money. So when you talk quick fixes, you can talk about them. They've got money because they can go buy any player in the market and they can spend all the money and to get the best player to their club.
Yes,
Um,
sure.
can Arsenal do that? I don't know if they can do that, or is that their interest? So, yeah, once again, it boils down to the fans. They want to see trophies. They want to see the club doing well. Not every time just ending up in the top four and playing Champions League and just representing, but we're not competing to win a trophy.
Yeah.
So again, it's as I said, it's tough. I wouldn't like to be an owner of a big club like that. It's headaches. You have to keep the fans happy. You have to keep
Definitely.
the fans happy, but you also got to pay the bills. So I don't know, but look, I don't know where Arsenal is going at the moment with Arteta. I thought that him coming there, working next to Pep, he's gonna have loads of experience, but I think he still has a lot to learn. Um, he still has a long road to go before you can say that he's going to become one of the top coaches. It's good to see young coaches up and coming, but the
Yeah.
question is with the quick turnaround and the huge expectation of winning trophies because he's coaching one of the biggest clubs in the English Premier League and in the world. So people want to see trophies. They're not going to give him, you know, 5 years or 6 years to find himself as a coach at Arsenal. No, that's not going to happen. And the same with United, with Solskjaer. We've ended up second. I still have my doubts about Solskjaer being the.
I must say it by default.
Yeah, yeah, Glenn. So yeah, we're not gonna go there. But as I
Yeah.
said, I don't think we ended up second. But I think um, this year there was just too many teams that didn't fire. Arsenal, Spurs started well with Jose in their first 6 games, and we thought they were going to be in the race, and then they just dropped out completely. I mean, if you look at West Ham, you look at you look at who was the teams, Leicester, uh, all teams that came, knocking on the door and end up third and fourth and fighting for those spots. Where teams like Chelsea, Arsenal, those are teams and Spurs that you expect to be there running on top. And
Correct. Yeah.
if they were a bit stronger and they were a bit more consistent,
Yeah.
then I don't think United would have ended up second because I think we were the most inconsistent team this year. There was games
No,
when we
no,
had
no,
to
no,
win.
no. Okay, yeah. We were more consistently losing than being inconsistent.
Yeah, that's what okay. That's two. Yeah, you were more inconsistent in losing, but we were inconsistent where we just threw matches away
Of
unnecessary.
course.
So how we ended up second, it's good. I'm thankful, but I've got my doubts whether he can take it to the next level where we can end up number one, win the league, play good football in the Champions League again. I was disgusted when we lost in the final
Yeah.
because that team, if we had to beat them, uh, they would never play in the Champions League next year. They were gonna, now they're gonna go play in the Champions League. Now, if we can't beat them, um, how are we gonna compete against the top teams in the Champions League next year? That's my concern. And now we're talking about signing, uh, you know, a striker, and we're talking about signing a winger. But the problem,
Just hold on with the signing. I've got a couple of names there I want to put in the bag. Just hold on with the signings quickly.
okay,
So yeah, let's just do this again and say, guys, please subscribe to Gooner Matterz. Hit the bell for notifications. I've got 2 thumbs up. Come on, guys, there are 4 people watching, so you might as well just give us a thumbs up. And also, I just want to go to the live chat. There's a couple of messages there before we go any further quickly, Quentin.
okay.
Let's see here. Ferdinand de Veer. Okay, that is a colleague of mine. Good vibes. Thank you, Ferdy. Thanks, my man. Sê hallo daar vir die mense in Gordons Bay. Then Lenny. How's it, Lenny? The big man. They blocked the wrong bus, Alice.
True, Lenny. True, they blocked.
The follow-up game after that one was rescheduled. You guys lost it. So do you think if that protest didn't happen, I mean, we're gonna go with ifs and buts. Do you think that you would have probably won it the first time if they didn't have the protesting cancelling the game?
You know what, Glenn? I can tell you now from a coach's perspective, it could have been a different ball game. You must remember that postponement of that game, United then had to play 2 games, one the weekend and one the Tuesday, and then face Liverpool the Thursday again.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest mistakes, okay, so I hope that answers the question. It could have been a different game because now what our coach eventually tried to do is he tried to keep some players back on Tuesday evening to play them for Thursday, and that backfired big time in his face. You know, and then also we had to win that game the Tuesday and we didn't. So it could have changed things from a coach's perspective because then United would have played the game not playing 2 matches before that and having weary legs and having to save some players for games. So that is a problem. So now do we go block the fans? Do we go tell them what they did was wrong? You can't really, you know. But sometimes we as fans, as I said, we're impulsive. I'm a fan, and sometimes I'm impulsive when we don't win trophies. But there's bigger things that happens when you run a club. I mean, I also myself I have a club, futsal club, which I have to run, and there's a lot of logistics that you need to look at, and you have to monitor, and sometimes it's difficult. But look, you as a supporter don't know all the logistics sometimes that's happening. You just want to see your club doing well.
Yeah. All right, Lenny, there you have your answer. They obviously blocked the wrong bus.
No, we definitely did, Lenny. We blocked the wrong bus, eh?
Lenny is just correcting me there. It is actually 13.5 million pound fine, and the EPL is 3.5 million euros and 10 euros. Okay. All right, thanks, Lenny, for that. Then here's another guy. His name is Alistair Umbrow. He's a Liverpool supporter. And he was saying today or this morning or whenever he said it on Facebook, he's not a United fan, but he's looking forward to tonight. To answer the question or the statement that he's saying there, no one expects Liverpool to be third. It's only because the goalkeeper scored the goal. So that is actually bad for your goalkeeper to come and score a goal. What would you say to that, Quentin?
You know what, Glenn? It is a surprise at the end of the day. Also, another team that was very inconsistent, blowing hot and cold. The one concern that I have, watching Liverpool, I was very impressed when they won the league. They played brilliant football, and I think they deserved it 2 seasons back. However, what was very concerning from a coach's perspective is that you lost one player, Virgil van Dijk, and your team collapsed literally.
Oh, that is true, eh?
I think there was a couple of other issues also. I think the front line was a couple of issues between Mane and Salah, and I don't know what was happening there, but that's just what I picked up in the front line. And eventually, but to lose one player in your team and your team falls apart literally, that's not good for football. because I believe one player can't make a team. He can have an impact in the team. But if you take one player out for a big team like Liverpool, they should have another player that can easily slot in there. And for the whole season, they've been struggling to get their defensive line right. And I don't know whether they're gonna. I don't know when Virgil van Dijk is coming back, but it's something that Klopp will have to look at. I mean, they had the most lethal front line, the three front ones,
Yeah,
you know,
yes.
and they were unstoppable. But again, I say, if you score goals and you cannot protect him, and defend and keep the goals out, then the next team will definitely come and score more goals than what you scored. And I think that was Liverpool's problem this season. How they're going to fix it, I'm keen to see. And if the front three is still there, now they got this guy called Jota. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name.
Jota is a beautiful player, very nice player.
Brilliant. Love him. His touches, his vision for goal in front of. Why?
Just to interject, he really did wonders for Liverpool before he went on injury. And I mean, when he came back, you wouldn't say that he was injured because he just continued with that same form, which is a good play, I think. Sorry, go ahead, Quentin.
No, I want to say I really admire him. He's got an eye for goal. He's hungry. He's gonna have to take a slot in front there. Now, who are you gonna sacrifice between Salah, Mane? I don't know if there's any transfer talks about any of them leaving. And you got what's his name, Coutinho. The other players in front there of Liverpool. So I don't know where Jota's gonna fit in.
Not Firmino.
Firmino, I don't know where Jota's gonna fit in, but he needs to come in there because he's dangerous. He's hungry, and he showed that. So yeah, but to come back to, I'm keen to see how Liverpool is gonna fix their defensive line, because everybody that they tried there, besides their wings, I think they've got two of the best left backs, two of the best wing backs, right back and left back. But in the central, that is where they really need to jack up. But look, who am I to point a finger at them? United has probably got the worst centre pair. The nightmare of centre pairs. So yeah, let me first put my hand in my own face before I point a finger at Liverpool.
Yeah, this is not a show of Liverpool, by the way. As tonight we featured Liverpool last week, however.
Oh, okay.
This is more on face value for United. Just one thing I want to say though is that the front three of Liverpool, they sort of quickly approaching the age of 30. So Klopp has to really do something. I mean, yes, they maybe have a couple of miles in them, but reaching that age, I mean, soon, it's not going to be for long that they're going to obviously try to change things in that front three. Then, of course, Kevin Trim. Hi, Quentin. Long time no see, lol. Our Indo soccer days. Do you know Kevin Trim?
Kevin. Yo, there's no face there.
No, there's no face there. But when we go off air, I'll explain to you who he is. If you see him, you might know him. But welcome, thank you, Kevin, for viewing and for the comments. Let's go to this one, Alistair Umbro. He says Ollie basically filled the team to have fresh legs for Liverpool and actually giving Leicester City 3 points. That is so true, I think. Then Kevin Trim is saying, Quentin, I beg to differ. We were still top of the log when Virgil was out. The team collapsed when other players got injured. Do you want to just respond to that quickly?
Yeah, okay. Look, you might be right, but I just thought when Virgil van Dijk was out, I can't remember if they were top or where they were laying. But I know most of the time, or when he got injured, they had a huge crisis at the back. Maybe there was other issues, as I said. Because I think they had an issue up front also, because eventually Mane, he was nowhere to be found anymore. He wasn't scoring goals on a regular basis. Salah was still here and there. So I don't know, but as far as I'm concerned, I think Virgil made a huge difference when he was out of the team, or he was a big loss for them.
Yeah, I think also what transpired there is because he got injured even whatever position they were laying. I don't want to dwell too much on Liverpool. Whatever position they were laying, the midfield had to change because Henderson had to play at the back at some point, and also Fabinho had
Yes,
to play at the back at some point. So I think the
correct.
middle of the park was totally transformed because of that injury, and I think that this was all transpired from there. So I'm just going to read the last two comments, and then we can continue with the United segment. Alistair is saying when VVD got injured, not long. Joe injured himself on international duty. Then after a few games, Mati blew it. Basically, I wouldn't say it's because of VVD. Henderson and Fabinho were playing well. They're saying that the whole season they had to play out of position, which makes sense. And then Alistair
Yes.
hey, welcome Atta, welcome my man. There's Atta saying good evening, gents.
Hello,
Remember,
Atta.
Alistair, we played soccer with each other. All right, let's go back to our actual story. This man, what is the story with him? Is he really coming to United, or is he going the other way?
I think the other way is got more money than us. But if he the other way is probably got more money. But he would, as I said, he would be a great asset for United. We need somebody as lethal as him. In fact, Glenn, he looks very nice with that red T-shirt. Um, but if it comes to money, I think City could easily buy this guy because they obviously have trucks, loads of money.
Yeah,
But I'm just thinking, where is he going to fit into City's team? He can fit into City's team. Sorry, let me just rephrase that.
yeah,
But City has so much brilliant players. He will just be another great player to the team. And I think he will get more game time than the other guys. But I don't know, is he a player that will fit into Pep's style of playing? Um, I don't know. You know, Pep is a guy that likes strikers, but not Harry Kane is not a lazy player. He works up and down. You
yeah,
know, but Pep's style is normally he likes players that can work, that can come fetch, that is hungry. Not that Harry is not hungry, but Pep's style is everybody has to work, and we attack as a team, we defend as a team.
yes,
Uh,
yes,
but as I said, I have no idea. There's a lot of rumors, and I don't want to follow the rumors because sometimes you'll get excited about him coming, and then the next minute you hear he's at City at our noisy neighbors. So, but I would love for him to come to United. He will be a great asset in the team, and I can easily see 15, 16, 17, 18, 20 goals from him
yeah,
alone. So, but let's see, let's see. But I think it's time for him to move. Spurs
yeah.
is never
No,
going to. Sorry to the Spurs fans, but I don't think they're ever going to give Harry a trophy. Um, so he wants to win trophies, and he deserves to win trophies. The guy is brilliant, man. He's an excellent player. So he must play in a team that where he can win trophies. And look, as I said, I United is my team, but at the moment I don't know if we're going to be able to get to that first spot again unless we make huge changes in our defensive line. If he
yeah,
wants to win trophies immediately, I think City will be their best chance. For me, I must be honest with you, I don't think Chelsea's in the market for him, but Chelsea is also playing brilliant football with their new coach. Um, so yeah, but he must go to a team where he can win trophies. And if he comes to United, then I will be excited again. I think we can easily then knock on the door for the first spot again and to win the league, and even to make a dent in the Champions League.
yeah. I also think because the type of football that you guys are playing, the type of football you guys are playing, Quentin.
There's an echo on your side, Glenn.
Yeah, sorry, man. I just want to sort this out quickly. Um, yeah, the type of football you guys are playing is that you will probably fit your team much better than you will fit into a City team due to the the crosses and all the sorts of things that United sort of bring across, and also with what is your guy's name, Bruno. Linking up with
yes.
Bruno is going to be a brilliant support for him, and I mean, he can knock in goals with Bruno on the side of him or the middle of the park with him, and yeah, I think he's going to be a much better player for you guys than for City, because City, they will play a false nine if it comes to that. So is that echo still there?
It's a little bit less now. Yeah,
Okay.
look, Glenn. I think, yeah, look, man. I think Harry Kane can fit into any team. He's, as I said, he's not a lazy person. He works. He's a guy that can create something from nothing.
Yeah.
So, and Pep is a brilliant manager. Pep, you can put him in Pep's team. Pep will exactly tell him how you want him to play and all that. I mean, Pep made players, some players that is playing with him now, make him understand that, listen, if you do this, you can even be a better player. And
Correct.
Raheem Sterling is one of those players which Pep guided in simple tactical stuff that he explained to them, what he needs to do. And look how brilliant he was this season. So I think Harry could fit into any team. For us, for United, it will just be a plus because we don't have an out and out striker, and that will help United. For City, City's dynamics is a bit different. I think in City's team, just about anybody can score, which is so great to have a team like that.
Yeah, there's a
So
huge depth in that team. Yeah.
yeah, but look,
And
let's see if he comes to United. It will be a big plus, as I said. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope he comes to United.
all right, this guy Dean Henderson, the reports are saying that he might not stay if he doesn't become the number one in the United team,
Yeah.
because I think the number one keeper in the Gea he's had his time. I mean, he had his time with United, and I think he should move on. And I mean, Henderson is a brilliant player, and he also kept you guys in most games with his brilliance in the polls. Why would he want to leave United even if he gets so much game time? Besides not being the number one.
Look, I think definitely he's going to become number one. I think the Gear's time is definitely over, and Solskjaer probably showed his hand already in the games, in the last few league games, where he played Henderson in the league games and he played De Gea in the other cup game. So that's already a sign. So I don't think there's any doubt in that. If they don't make him number one, then I don't blame him for leaving. He's waited for his chance for a while now in the shadows of the Gear. Although he was on a loan spell and he came back only this season, I think so. For now, he's proven himself, and I think he should take the number one spot as the number one goalkeeper. And the Gear, there's a lot of rumors going around that he'll be leaving in some package deal and all that. But the Gear for me has been a goalkeeper that just plays on his line all the time. And the game, the dynamics of football in England has changed so much. You need a goalkeeper that can play with his feet, that can play off his line. And Henderson does that brilliantly. Anticipation, reading, picking up that ball that's coming through, that slips through the defense. He'll run onto those. And that is what you need now in English football. And he is going to be a great asset, and he's going to be a goalkeeper to do that for us, also to put us on attack. And that is what the game is doing these days in English league. Goalkeepers are putting players on attack from the goalkeeper area, and the Gear cannot do that because the Gear doesn't want to change his style of how he stands in the goals. He just wants to play on his line. So for me, number one, Henderson, brother. He should be number one. The Gear should go. I don't know who's going to be the backup goalie for Henderson because that's also crucial.
You can take Andre on Nana.
No, no.
Yeah, look, I think when he was on loan with Sheffield United, I think that did him that did him wonders for. I mean, he was one of the best goalkeepers. He had so many clean sheets when he was playing for Sheffield United that season,
Yes.
and yeah, I mean, if Oli doesn't make him number one, I think he's going to lose out on a. I mean, we would need a keeper like him because currently the reports are we are interested in a alleged doper, and you don't want to be associated with something like that.
No, you don't want to. You don't want to. Glenn, it's in the game now. It's so difficult, and a goalkeeper is the first person to be criticized whenever there's goals conceded. And
Yeah,
look, I was a fan of De Gea in the first 2-3 seasons when he was at United. He was brilliant, stopper and
yeah,
all that. Um, but I also think at some stages now, most of the goals that he conceded wasn't just his fault. He's too
yes, yeah,
centre pairs. And I wish I could get footage of most of the goals when he was in the first half of the season. And I tell you, most of those goals were errors coming from
from your
our centre
defense.
pair.
Yeah,
Harry Maguire and Lindelof, they would leave the people to shoot at him.
yeah,
So you can't expect the goalkeepers, they goalkeepers, they're humans. They're human, they're gonna
they
make
all
mistakes,
make
but
mistakes.
they're gonna save what they can save. But you as a defense also need to cover and protect your goalkeeper. And in return, your goalkeeper will make brilliant saves, but you can't expect him to be a goalkeeper and a defender. And that's Harry
Yeah,
Maguire and Lindelof's problem. They just didn't help their goalkeeper out. So eventually he started looking bad. But look, I think things happen for a reason. Maybe it was also just his time to go, and now we've got a new guy that is hungry and eager to want it. So let's say a never be some famous school man.
yeah.
So we're hoping that he now being excited, becoming number one, and that he will grab this opportunity with both hands and make it count.
You're talking about defense. You obviously could see there. Yeah, what is his face? This guy, Rafael Varane. Reports are saying that he's the perfect partner for Maguire. Do you think that on the cards for him to come to Old Trafford? I think he's got one more year on his contract there at Real Madrid. He's a underrated defender, I would say, and he's done brilliant for his country and for Real Madrid. Do you think he would be the perfect pair for Maguire?
Glenn, I don't know why is it always talks when it comes to somebody pairing with Maguire. And this is my opinion. For me, Maguire is probably um, a defender that I don't rate highly. I'll be very honest
Yeah,
with
he's
you.
the most overrated defender. I don't think.
100%. And the English supporters, they feel that he's a brilliant defender. For me, he makes simple errors. Like instead of in a few games, he's supposed to show the attacker the outside, and then he gives the attacker the inside. So I don't know
Correct.
how that dynamics work, but he's been doing that a lot. His marking is poor, number two. There's so many errors I can point out about that guy. So why are they looking for a partner for him? And you might as well look for a partner for Lindelof. But look, he's now seems to be the big name, and everybody speaks highly about him. But me, I think he still has a lot of work to do um, to really be a brilliant defender for United.
Yeah,
And
I think. Yeah,
yeah, and as far as what's this guy's name? I don't even
Varane, Rafael
yeah.
Varane.
I don't know, man. I don't rate this guy much. He's been in the shadows. He's been on the bench a lot because, there was other defenders before him. And now when Ramos is going out, he's been getting a lot of game time. But
Yeah,
I don't really rate him. For me, Glenn, it's always been the dynamics of coming from that league which there's only 2-3 teams that's competing for the league, and you're coming into the English league where there is about 10 teams,
Yeah.
that, or not 10 teams, but any team in the English Premier League can give you a run for your money on the day. And so any of them that come to the English league from the Spanish league, uh, I can't off my head now think of players that came from Spanish league and just made a name for themselves in the English league, because the English league is a different league, man.
No,
It's one of
it's,
the best leagues in the world. You need to be on top of your game. You can't come into this league, thinking that it's going to be a walk in a park and I can just play on my name here. No, that's
yeah.
not going to work. So let's see. For me, I haven't seen, to be honest with you, I haven't seen much of this guy. I've watched a few games, but for me, he's not really impressed me. I think it's him that in the Champions League made a few mistakes,
Mm.
and it cost him in the Champions League, where he made a few errors. So I think he's not that experienced. He's been there at Madrid, but he hasn't really played a lot of games until the past two. I'm speaking under correction. As I said, I don't know much about the guy for the past 2-3 seasons, and now he's getting game time because the old guys are moving out. But I don't rate him, so I don't know why he's on the radar or why United wants to buy him.
Yeah, that's also something that I don't know why the guys are linked with certain clubs. Let's just go back to the live chat quickly. We ended with Alistair saying hi, and Alistair saying, how is United doing in goalkeeping department with the De Gea on his way? Oh, we just touched on that now, Alistair. With regards to Dean Henderson, I'm sure if you saw that, that's probably your answer. Oscar Lemon, hey, another gunner. Good evening, my man. Good evening, Oscar. Alistair Solomon is saying, not a good fit for City, but a real Van Persie fit for United. Yeah, I agree with that.
100% Alistair. 100% Alistair, I agree. Definitely a Van Persie type of player. That's why I
Yeah,
say
think,
if he can come to United, there's 18, 20 goals easily there.
yeah, no, definitely. He will continue being the golden booter. Let's see what's Lenny saying. Oh, that's a long message. My concern with strikers changing clubs. Kane and Son together, great. A great apart story. Apart, they're a different story. Ozil and Sanchez together, they're great. Apart, they became a disaster. Salah and Mane together, they are great. Salah on his own. Sorry,
On his way
Salah
out.
on his out. It will be a disaster for both of them in future. So splitting a great partnership up in front, most of the time it's a disaster. Which brings me to a point of York and what is it other guy that used to play for you?
Andy
York
Cole.
and
Lenny's from the old school. You can see Glenn, man. The man understands football. If you have a good striking pair, you can't go wrong. And as you said, Dwight York, Andy Cole, best striking pair back in the days also.
yeah.
So if you have a good, definitely what Lenny's saying there really makes a lot of sense. If you split a good striking pair, then you have problems. Then you have to rebuild again.
Yeah, not true. And that also brings me to an Arsenal pair. In fact, it's a Bergkamp and Henry and a Henry and Pires. That is total. It's guns blazing when it comes to a good pair.
Yes.
And also Morientes and Raúl in the Real Madrid of old. That was a very good pair as well.
And Bergkamp was up front there.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's yeah. Thanks, Lenny. That's a good statement. I think that's the statement of the evening. No comment until we actually sign Simeone probably, and he plays.
I think it's someone and the players, because we linked with
Someone and
every
he plays.
player
We linked with every player under the sun.
under the sun.
Yeah, you know what? There's so many players linked to Arsenal at this stage. You don't know even who's who and is who anymore because, we lost out on Emi Buendia to Aston Villa. I mean, for Pete's sake, would you lose a player to Aston Villa?
Yes. Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
that's sad, actually. I mean, for a club like Arsenal to fight a battle for a player with Aston Villa is a big club, but they were mostly a mid-table. Well, we also mid-table now, so I can't really. Alistair Umbral is saying, agree, Kane is a dangerous striker with his aerial ability and his shot accuracy. Yes, he can fit into any team, and definitely goals is his best friend. Yeah, no, that's also true.
Yeah, that's true, Alistair.
Oli got the dilemma in defense: buy a youngster for future or buy a veteran to bring more stability into backline. I think on a point like that, what is your take? I don't have him on my list, but he's a Brazilian youngster, Telles. I think your defender, Telles, also very versatile. He can play on the right, he can play on the left, he can play in Maguire's position. Do you think he's somebody to mold and to get into that position of your defense where the Maguire is messing up?
Sorry, Glenn, who is this that we mentioned?
Telles.
Oh no,
Telles.
That's playing on the left back for United.
Yeah.
No, man, that guy must go. No, man, I'm sorry, man. I have a lot of respect for Brazilian players, and I think they're probably the most intelligent players because they grow up in the good structures and stuff like that. But Telles, as far as for the English English game, he's not hardcore enough, man. I mean, if you look at Luke Shaw, what is the chance of him playing there? And he can't even play in that position. Never mind bringing him still to the central defense. First of all, he doesn't have the height. He's not hardcore enough because he's already struggling on the left back. So no, for me, Telles must go.
Okay,
that's my opinion. I think we need another replacement for a left back besides Luke Shaw. And also on the right back, Wan-Bissaka is doing so brilliant. It's even difficult to find another defender to fill his shoes. This is a brilliant player.
As well?
Brilliant player, brilliant attacking player, and comes out of good hands. Obviously, Spurs. I think he's playing for Roma now.
No, he's Atletico Madrid.
Atletico Madrid, yes, they've won the league. So yeah, brilliant player. But is he gonna leave Atletico Madrid?
He's on loan there. I think I'm sure he's on loan. So he's still a Spurs player. And we were also linked with him, but I think he will get battered at Arsenal because of the Spurs and Arsenal rivalry. But I think for United as a backup for Wan-Bissaka is good because you're gonna burn out that players because you don't have a proper backup for Bruno, you don't have a proper backup for Luke Shaw, you don't have a proper backup for Wan-Bissaka. So those three players, I mean, they play in every game. And if you're not going to get good backups for them, you're going to burn them out and they're going to be injured for long.
You know why we need backups for Luke Shaw and for Wan-Bissaka? Is because the two centre pair, Lindelof and Harry Maguire, is catching on such a lot of nonsense that we need constant backups for the two of them. I think we need six backups just for the two of them alone. Because Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka has to do their work or so. So it's sad that you have to call it a backup, but that's just a sad situation. I think we should rather be talking about backups for those two because our left back and right back would rather
them being backup to other people.
Correct, because that's sad. But look, I think there's bigger issues at United that still need to be sorted out. Besides, as I said, a striker and a force. I mean, this Sancho guy, he's not gonna.
He's here in the yellow.
Yes.
For life of me, I don't have an overlay of him, but he's also one of my lists. Jadon Sancho, I mean, very highly rated in England and in Europe. Is he really that good?
Well, I watched him in the England team the other day when England played a friendly. He wasn't very impressive, Glenn. From what I've seen, look, I don't follow the league where he's playing at the moment in Germany, so I don't see much of him. But I think the boy is not the bright spark that everybody's making him out to be. And I think at the moment, Ole and United is just putting their baskets all in one egg, all the eggs in one basket by thinking that this guy is gonna come make huge changes in United's team.
Yeah.
He might make an impact, but he's not gonna be such a great impact because at the moment he's not impressive from what I've seen. Maybe he proves me wrong and he comes and he shows in England he can do much better. Although I think he's been involved on that side in a lot of assists and he scored a lot of goals. But once
Yeah.
again, as I said, when you come to the English league, it's a different ball game, man. Different. You have to, if you were playing well in the Spanish league and in the German league and in the French league, whatever, when you come to the English league, you have to probably double that how you play there. And I don't know if this boy can do it. Really.
He used to play for the blue side of Manchester.
Yes.
And when Dortmund bought him, they bought him for a fee of 82 million.
Mm.
No, they want to sell him. Sorry, they want to sell him for 82 million, and that is 74 million more that they bought him from City. So I don't think he was tried and tested in the EPL because in France, in Italy, in Spain, you mentioned it earlier, and in Germany, it's good and well that you will perform in those teams. It's not every striker or winger. Like you look at Nicolas Pepe, he was a brilliant player in France.
Yes.
Came to Arsenal. It took him a whole season and a half to come to get that form. And this guy, he's a winger by trade, if you want to put it that way. I don't think because people are making such a hype about him, he will perform that well. Maybe, like you say, he surprised you, but I don't think he's that highly rated because. Also, his price tag is pretty high for a youngster.
Yes, that is, and that is my concern. If you sign a player for that amount, and look, he's still young. I think I can't exactly tell you off the cuff now or how much goals he scored, but he scored a few goals there where he's playing, and as I said, he's got a few assists. And the one thing I want to tell you is to spend so much money for him, he should be scoring 20 or 30 goals on that side because when he comes to the English league, it's not going to be that easy.
No,
and he hasn't been doing that. So for me, it remains to be seen for the money that they're going to spend. Are they going to get the value out of him? He's still a young boy. But if you spend that money, it's a lot of money, man.
I'm just reading here. It says that United had proposed a bid or offer of 75 million, and Dortmund won 86 million. I mean, that's a huge price tag for a youngster. Like, what is he's 22 years old?
Yeah, no, I think he's 23 or 24.
Yeah, but that's too much. I think Oli should really look at somebody else. And I mean, if you look at a player that is tried and tested in England and he is your player, he's this guy. I mean, total transformation. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. I would have considered bringing this boy back to United, seeing that he's now found his form again, and then look at playing him on the wing where they're probably going to play Sancho on the right. But why they don't want to bring him back, I don't know what happened. But now you're going to spend 83 million or whatever it may be to get this youngster, and if he doesn't perform, then what are you going to do? You spend that money.
Yes.
Where where Jesse, he understands the structure. He's been in the team. He played there. He just didn't. He went through a bad patch because he had issues, off the field with family and stuff like that. But the man has showed himself now again. So why don't you just let him come back and fill his space there again? And I watched Jesse in the English League game also the other day. In the England game, and he looked decent. He's got that hunger.
He replaced Bukayo Saka, eh?
Excuse me?
He replaced our player Bukayo Saka because he wasn't initially part of the England team.
Yes.
I think because Saka got injured, he went and replaced him.
He replaced him, yes.
Yeah, I think Jesse and Joe Willock, the English players, they had a huge transformation on loan. The same with Willock, Joe Willock. I mean, he didn't get all the game time that he needed to get. I mean,
Yes,
when he went to Newcastle, I mean, he's the only Arsenal player that scored every game. I mean,
yes,
the only Newcastle player that scored more than him was Alan Shearer
yes,
in consecutive games. Jesse Lingard, I mean, he scored a brilliant a goal against us when in West Ham colours.
yes.
Again, also a very transformed player, and I think he would probably be the better option, even as a backup for Bruno, because it's a like for like player.
Mm.
I don't know if you
Yes,
agree, like for like.
yes, 100%. You know, instead of, as I said, Glenn, United Suarez is actually in defense, man, and I will say that over and over. Before you want to buy guys that can score and attacking players, you need first to tighten your defense, and that is what you need to do first before you want to. I would have rather spent money on a guy like Jack Grealish.
Oh
Bring him.
yes, I'll pay 86 million for Jack Grealish.
I'll pay that money for him. Creative, besides being creative, he can score goals. I watched him in the English league. I keep on saying English league, in the England team the other day or so. Brilliant, composed on the ball. He takes on. He's like a Paul Gascoigne. Uh,
Yes,
no fear from a standstill position. He can move to, taking on players. He can score. He's creative. He's just brilliant. Now on him, I'll spend that money. But
yeah.
on Sancho, I don't know if it's going to be worth spending
That's a
that
huge
money.
price tag, yeah. Also, again, Jack Grealish, talking about him quickly, is that when he went on injury, he had brilliant form, and when he came back, also no change. There's no change in his form. I mean, he just
Yes,
continued with it.
correct.
Let me go back to the live chat again after Lenny's long message. Okay, that no comment was there. Alistair saying, okay, that is also there. Where did we finish? Let me check. Yes. No, that is also there.
Mm.
Yes, this is one. This is new. I think personally, so and one Bissaka had a great season. Yes, definitely Maguire is overrated because he don't live up to the big money fee spent on him. I think he had a good season when they won the league at Leicester. He shouldn't have come to United. He should have stayed at Leicester, and he would have been a Leicester legend for that, if I can say that. He will never be a United legend in my eyes.
Leo, Glenn, Alistair is a Liverpool supporter, and I don't agree a lot with him, but he made two valid points tonight, and this is another valid point that is making now. I think Maguire was brilliant at Leicester
Yeah,
uh, with Morgan next to him, and
yeah,
they were
no,
they were brilliant centre pair at Leicester.
yeah,
But I think when he came to United, he was out of his depth.
yeah,
And I think he's still out of his depth at the moment because he lacks a lot for a defender, as I explained earlier on.
yeah,
So why England supporters is rating him so highly? At the moment, he's actually also in the England team, and they even rating him there as the first person on the on the on the team list. So
yeah.
what they seeing and we seeing is probably two different things. But for me, Harry's got a lot to still do to become a great defender. That's just in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not the opinion of the viewers, Glenn, as they say. But Alistair, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Harry
It does, it
Maguire.
does. Good
Yeah,
point. Good point. And then Alistair saying again, he's asking you a question, Quentin, quickly. Quentin, please give me your top 5 wish list players that you would like to see at United.
a top 5 list of players that I want to see at United.
Yeah. Or that you're seeing. I'm not sure if that is the question, but I perceive it that way. 5 players that you want to see come into United, or 5 players that are currently there, maybe.
Top 5 players. Okay, as I said, I love Jack Grealish. I love that boy, man. I really, if he can come to United, that will be one. Harry Kane will be number 2. Um, okay. Central defenders. You know, Glenn, I must be honest with you. I haven't really taken a look at good central defenders yet. I just know that we have a problem in central defense. But I would like to see us. If I look at central defense.
You can have David Luiz. He's
No, no, thank you. No, thank you. Not even Kaiser Chiefs wants that guy, man. I don't know. I think I think Arsenal is just desiring to sign second string players from all the other teams, all problem children that is coming to Arsenal. But yeah, Atta, I can't offhand think now, but I would like to sign two defenders. I haven't really been, watching great central defenders. I just know that we have the worst defensive pair. But that's Harry Kane, Grealish. I would like Jesse Lindegaard to come back to United, if that is
yeah.
even possible. Um, yeah, let me go on and think of two still to answer your question. But center pairs, yeah, I don't know. I need to
All right,
look at
then
that.
Alistair is making another point here. He says that I agree with Quinton. I don't rate Alex Telles. I think I'm a little clued up because wifey is a United fan, and because all her brothers supporting United. Yeah.
That's can Alistair, your wife is sleeping next to the enemy. Can you please tell her, man? Or you sleeping in the other room, Alistair?
Remember Alex that was on the show with us on my launch day?
Yes, yes.
Yes, he's saying evening people. Hi Alex and the Canon Fodder TV. He's got a question for you, Quentin. Is it true that Anthony Martial is about to be loaned out?
I'm not too clued up if he's going, but I'll personally sign that deal that he must not just go on loan. He must leave completely. Completely. I will personally sign that contract or speak to his agent to say that he must go. That's my opinion about that guy. Most also overrated, player. Really, I've never.
They compared him with Thierry Henry, man.
No, man, that's an insult to Terry. That's an insult. Martial and Terry, you're talking about day and night here, man. Terry was a influential, great. He was a brilliant player. John Terry could create something from nothing.
Thierry Henry.
Sorry, Thierry. My apologies, Thierry. Martial is not that. He's a hot and cold player. Today he'll give you a brilliant game. Tomorrow he'll be off. No. That's that you can't compare those two. That's not right, Glenn. If you want to compare Martial with somebody, you'll compare with you can compare him with Lukaku. Although again Lukaku's name is on the radar with City, I think.
108 million. How's that for Lukaku?
Yes, that's crazy.
No, man. Yeah, that's a has-been really.
Yeah, but as I said, I hope Martial goes. I don't even think there's space for him in the team at the moment. What is he gonna come do? Where is he gonna play? Although Sousa's tried to play him even as a striker, which he doesn't even fit. He's best played as a winger, but then also it depends on which Martial rocks up on the day to come and play the game and in what mood he is to play.
Yeah,
and
no, very much overrated. Very much overrated. People subscribe to the Gooner Matterz channel. I see there's a lot of Facebook viewers. Thanks for the likes. We're up to 7 likes. You can make it 10. Make it 10 likes. Thank you. Hit the bell for notifications, and obviously you will get all the notifications. There is so much content that's going to come your way on this channel, and Quentin is going to be part of this channel for quite some time. He's going to have a lot of saying that he's going to be live with me. There's Atta, there's other people like Lenny. There's so many people. Alex might come back from London all the way to come on the channel. There's other Londoners that I want to put on the channel. So please subscribe to Gooner Matterz. Let us keep this channel afloat. And then if you want to get involved with Gooner Matterz, you can find me on goonermatterz at gmail.com, or even on Facebook, on Twitter. It's all Gooner Matterz, where your opinion matters. I've got one more thing I want to just bring across to you at this. We are already over an hour. This guy's got headaches. As you could see there, he's got headaches. He
Uh,
doesn't know what he must do because at this point, there's links for him to leave the club. Is it the same feeling that you have about him and Martial, or is there a different feeling with Pogba?
Glenn, with this guy, I have mixed feelings. Uh, he's a player that can be brilliant. So let me just get my words right here. He can be brilliant when he wants to be,
Yeah,
and when he rocks up on the day and decides that I'm going to play to my ability, which he has a lot. But sometimes he just decides, look, man, I'm not in a good space, or I'm not in a good space with the manager or with whatever. And then he just doesn't perform. I watched him play for France the other night. Brilliant. I thought to myself, is this the same Pogba that is playing for United? Can't be. He was brilliant. And then he comes to United and he plays in phases, and that's not good for a professional player like him. And I
yeah,
think going back to the time when he was at United, he was still a youngster when he was under Ferguson. I think that is why Ferguson probably told him to go, because Ferguson just couldn't manage his attitude and his ego that he had. And I tell you, he can be such a brilliant player, Glenn. But you can't just rock up today and decide, okay, this is the Pogba that you're gonna see today, and then next week you come and then you have a different Pogba as a bright spot. You need to be consistent, man. That is why when you ask Roy Keane's opinion about this player, he'll tell you straight, this player doesn't deserve to play in United's team. When
yeah.
you wear the jersey and you step onto the park, no matter what issues you have with the coach or with players, you play because you're playing for the club, and you're playing
I
to make
totally
sure you
agree with.
keep the fans happy. So you can't have a player that's so inconsistent that want to rock up today and then tomorrow uh, or the next week he's not playing well again. And that's my
Yeah,
feeling about that guy. So if he goes, um, I really wouldn't mind.
You'll drive him there.
Yeah, yeah, no, I think he's got a jet, Glenn, man. He's gonna take him long to get him there
Okay.
with my car. So let him take his jet. But if he goes, it will be, now for the past season past now when he came back from injury, he was doing brilliant. But as I said, he's hot and cold, man. We in
Yeah.
United, you need players that can be consistent in and out. Or maybe I'm just an old school boy. When I used to watch Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, and those guys consistently every week, man. Tell me, whenever you saw a game of Ryan Giggs where he had an off game, you can't point him out. You can't even remember them because there was so little of them. With this
Yeah.
guy, you can still freshly remember that he played this team and he was off, and he was taken off, and then he got upset, and then he was on the bench, and then he was throwing tantrums. He's remembered for so much tantrum throwing and attitude problems than people remembering him for being a good footballer. But that's why I say when he plays for France, he plays brilliant. This guy
Yeah.
went from black hair to completely grey. I'm just gonna say that there alone. So it's not just headaches;
He
it's a
doesn't he
change.
doesn't have the he doesn't have the baby face anymore.
No, it's a change of black hair to grey hair, and then he got a few stripes in his face now of the football
The
that is
worry.
getting to the Warriors.
Yeah, let's just go to the comments for the last time. We need to wrap up. Alistair Umbral is saying, "Lol, Quinton, if United is playing, I can only watch it, but I have to keep my mouth."
but Glenn, that is not true that Alice is saying there, man.
No, this is the
Force
other
because
Alistair. This is not Atta. This is
oh,
not
it's
Atta.
not
This is
Alistair.
yeah, this is
Oh, it's
somebody
the other
else.
Alistair. But that's
Yeah.
still not as true from that Alistair, because the Liverpool fans, they will sit quiet, but hulle sal boos hou, my bro.
Yeah, they are armchair managers.
But Glenn, it's amazing. I know of a few people that is married to or that took a girlfriend and got married to a girl that supports United. So
Yeah,
at least they made at least they made the one good choice
a
in their life.
mutual friend of ours, his wife is a Liverpool supporter. He used to play with us. Remember Dimitri?
Yes,
His
yes.
wife is a
His
Liverpool
wife is a
supporter.
United supporter. Oh, his
No,
wife
he's
is a
a
Liverpool.
United
He's a
supporter.
United and she's a Liverpool
He's
supporter. Yeah, that's yeah, yeah.
yeah, this is what Atta is saying. Quinton, do you still have faith in Ollie?
Um, Atta, I I would like to have faith in him. I just am concerned about his coaching methodology at the moment. Um, his decision making as far as substitutes and players that he field and sometimes players that he's overusing at the moment. That is my concern. He's got a good technical team there because he still has a lot of players there that can help him. I don't know if he's taking help from them. I'm just concerned with the way he sits these days, Glenn, man. Atta, he sits there um, watching the screen, and then I'm thinking now, why this guy's just watching the screen? Why is he not engaging the players there? Uh, Ferguson was a big manager, and he didn't sit there and watch a screen. He would go into the field, and we would be shouting and making changes. That guy sits on the
Yeah.
screen, and then all of a sudden. So, to answer your question, Atta, I think I'm going to give him. I wouldn't like to give him, but I think he's probably going to have another season. So let's see if he can take us to that number one spot and make us win the league or get us to win the league. But as
Yeah.
far as his coaching ways, I cannot understand his style of coaching or what he's trying to do sometimes, and that's confusing for me. So having faith in him, I don't have faith in him at the moment. I'm just gonna go with it because I think he's
You
just
have
gonna
to.
be there with the club for another season or two.
You have to. I
I
don't
have
think he's gonna take you. He's not gonna take you to win the league. He came close this time around. I don't think he's gonna.
yes,
He came
yes.
close this time around. Then the other Alistair. Oh no, this is also Atta. Pogba got multiple personalities to get some people going.
He was. I
Um,
think. I think he must go to Liverpool. I think Klopp will be able to handle Pogba, man. I don't think a young coach like Solskjaer can handle Pogba. Pogba has got a big character. You need a big coach like Klopp or somebody else that can handle him.
yeah, can chase him off the field there.
Yeah.
And this is the last comment is Alistair saying, Atta, QIM in the same boat. Fiance is a United fan. Laugh out loud.
I'm just glad the women are not changing. They must just stick to their guns and get married like that. They mustn't
Yeah,
change, please.
and
It's nice.
yeah,
Yes. It's nice
no, no,
when you
go
have
for
a
it.
couple. It's nice when you have a couple like that. It's just on the day when United and Liverpool play each other, then when you go to the bed after that, whoever wins the game, that is where it might be problematic. So, but as I said, sometimes the making up is better, man, than the breaking up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we came to the end of this one. It's a pity that we couldn't get Marlon back on. But yeah, I'll touch base with him after, and then we can have a chat. Quentin, I want to say thank you with regards to coming back on the show. And there's not a last again, like I told you before, you're going to be a part of my show for quite some time. And how far are you with your Q&A on the couch?
Glenn, first of all, I want to say thank you very much. It's always a privilege for me to talk about football. It's a pleasure. It's a passion of mine, and I really hope and pray to God that the show will grow bigger than what you can even comprehend. And don't give up, brother. It's gonna grow, and sooner than later, you're gonna see how big your show is gonna become. Where I probably gonna have to subscribe again to get onto the show, just just to get a platform. But
Yeah,
it's really great to be on here, and I really appreciate just for this opportunity. And as far as my show, it's not English football related. It's more futsal related because that is my heartbeat and my
yeah,
passion. And look, you have just taken me to a different dynamics as far as, or shown me different dynamics as far as running a show. For me, it was just to start the show and have a communication going and talking to people in general. But I think there's more to it, make it look a bit more professional, and the setup like yours,
Mhm.
and it's just made me think about it and put mine back a bit to say, look, let me first talk to the professional like you to see how I can make it look
Yeah,
a bit better and make it sound a bit more professional. So,
and
as
a
I
good
said,
coach.
yes. So you will be coaching me in that area, Glenn, and then probably by the end of June,
Yeah.
my launch will happen for the futsal matters in
Okay.
SA. So that is the plan. If that comes off, I will definitely invite you. So look, I've been in futsal for years, and you know me since that time, and I'm sure you can contribute and add value to that also.
Yeah. All right, that's nice and exciting. So, guys, who are still watching, watch out for Quentin. You show his Q&A on the couch, if that is correct, with football or futsal matters.
Futsal
Um,
matters, yes.
Football matters. So watch out for Quentin. End of June. I will be the first one to sit there and watch him. I want to learn more about that, and yeah, I mean, he's gonna also be awesome in his show. I think there's not just another two more comments quickly. Spot on, Quentin. Thanks for a good laugh, gents. You were super awesome tonight, and thanks for your expertise, guys. God bless. Thank you, Alistair. Much appreciated, and thank you for that nice,
Thanks,
nice
Alistair.
comment. And then Lenny is saying, "Good night, gents. Lekker show. Italy dominating match so far. One eye this side and one eye on T." Thanks, Lenny. Always a
Thanks,
pleasure to
Lenny.
have you on the show, my
Thanks,
man.
Lenny.
Yeah. So without any ado, I want to say thank you again for the viewers on Facebook, here on YouTube, and until next time, I will feature my own team, Arsenal. I can't always run away to Liverpool and to United, but this time it will be Arsenal. And yes, take care, mask up, social distance, and sanitize. And God bless.